Let me start and not take too much of time and start by referring to a question Meghna asked me in Delhi. She asked me, when will this loss of bright and young of India ever stop? And I thought it's a good forum when all the youngsters are here that I try and answer it. And I've divided it in two parts. First part is what is happening internationally. The first part I say is the power of in the world in Eurasian mass, which was in Asian period till about 1500, transited to West in 1490 to 1520 or some such years around that time. And now there is an attempt for it to come back, and that's being contested. The second issue that we have to remember is that the structures which were created post Second World War are crumbling, primarily for two reasons. One, the Western powers, citing self-defense, have started taking unilateral steps. And most of these institutions, if you take your mind back in the last few years, have become defunct. Be it COVID, be it international financial crisis, and be it the wars which is going on. Third, a particular religious ideology is finding itself not being able to get accommodated with other religious ideologies. They've come up with mostly with contest and confrontation rather than accommodation. And that ideology is now created non-state actors which are fairly violent, and they are flush with funds and they want to displace everyone else. Fourth, democracy is being contested and the autocracies believe they have a better model. Is it? And finally, Chinese, whose rise was crafted by America and the Western powers, these powers are now trying to find a method to balance the risen China. Given this, the overall dynamics, when you look at India's geography, and if I was to refer to or analyze what would Acharya Vishnugupta would have said, he would have said three things. One of the largest neighbor of India is an Ari, antagonist against India. There is another one which can easily be called as Shatru. And if you look at number of smaller states, they largely are Ari Mitra Mitra. That means antagonists, friends. So we really don't have a Mitra. So in given these circumstances, what would Acharya Vishnugupta would have said? He would have said, अगर शस्त्र नहीं उठाओगे तो राष्ट्र नहीं रहेगा, और अपना शास्त्र नहीं पढ़ोगे तो अपनी सभ्यता खो दोगे. Many a civilization, and I quote from Arthashastra, many a civilization in the history have perished because they were not able to defend themselves. In fact, the same is written in many book forms. So answer to you, ma'am, is very clear. It's not ending in a hush. Don't look for it. Having answered that, let me take my mind back to some of the very brave soldiers I've had the distinguished honor of meeting. I take my mind back to the first one was a boy whose name I'm very, very sad to have forgotten. We were both lying in stretchers next to each other. He was a Garhwali boy from one of the Garhwal units, possibly Arjun Mathanda's unit. He also had the same injury as I had, but he was very young, not even 20, and very depressed. We both in ICU in Chennai, and I saw him giving up. Doctor struggling, and I finally remember a doctor throwing stethoscope and getting frustrated because he just was not showing any will to live. It was very sad. Seeing him die right across 10 feet or 6 feet from me is quite depressing point to himself also. But the most challenging part was when his father, who was a serving JCO and artillery, came. I think my Atma can never get over that experience of trying to console that guy. It was terrible. So one of the things that I am leaving behind with all those serving guys and those people who are Agniveers, buddy system, you got to look for each other. Group cohesion, train your battlefield nursing assistants well, on-site first aid, evacuation as quickly as possible. And mind you, I got evacuated 30 hours later after injury. And post that, being emotionally for your colleagues is very important. And the society needs to understand that. Let me now take that to two officers who died in 71 war on this very day. Major Kamaljeet Singh, Shaurya Chakra, Major SPS Varaj, both from 15 Punjab, and those of whom may know a bit of geography. They were deployed in Husainiwala enclave, which is right across Satluj River in Firozpur. And both these officers were killed in that armored attack, or whether they were missing in action, but they were believed to be missing in action. Their wives, Mrs. Jasbir Kaur and Mrs. Rupinder Varaj, never came back to the unit because they felt their husbands were left behind. They were unwilling to forgive. And this continued till 2013. When the unit had come back for deployment in that same area, and the CO came to me, I happened to be the general officer commanding there at that time, and he said, what can we do? By chance, two bridges had come up. We approached these two ladies, will they come and inaugurate those bridges on the name of their husbands? And we reached out to their children of those officers. Leaving behind legacy of their brave father is something which no family can resist. And lo and behold, these ladies came 71, 2013, and they are back in touch with the unit. The message that I have is not only that individuals, when I expect them to give up, but the society, the organizations, the armed forces cannot afford to give up. And that is why I would like to support this gentleman who has escorted Chunilal, what's his name? Vikas. Wherever you are, kindly stand up once again. Vikas. Let's give him a round of applause. Friends, family plays a pivotal role in mental recovery of a disabled soldier. And that mental recovery is what leads to physical recovery. That is why some people physically improve better than others. That's something which and the involvement of the family and the positive role played by the leadership. The JCO here from Tambi Sappers is playing a beautiful role and beautifully. My salute to him also wherever he is here sitting here. Thank you, sir. Well done. The support, respect and affection of rest of the mates deserve to be recognized as an essential contributory factor to the disabled soldier's recovery. And I, standing here, speaking this, acknowledge the role played by my then CO, Hardev Nigda, and lots of my friends, course mates, some of them happen to be sitting here, Murli, KPM Das, Srikanth. Really, thank you very much. Let me now give the role of another guy. He was my radio operator. When I lost my leg, he lost his arm. His name is Gurmeel Singh. That was on 22nd March 1989. Like me, he also got over 30 plus hours when we reached. Because of loss of arm, the Jawans are boarded out. So he was boarded out at a pension of 1,000 rupees or a little less than that, barely 900 some rupees. He started his life as a security guard, to a storeman, to finally he started running his sales of that company. Ownership of the company changed and he was ejected from that company. Left with no job, no pension, 1,000 bucks or now whatever that pension rate is. At that age, he pawned his wife's jewelry, started his own company doing the same thing, using his experience. Today, his last year's turnover was 20 crores. A Jawan, less than matriculate. He's providing jobs to others. He's supporting all those village sports around it. 60% of his workforce are women who are widows. This is a Jawan who did not even become a one striper before he lost his life. Okay, so don't ever believe you cannot become the catalyst of change. You can. In November 2016, I was just retired, and when I came to know the Rota incident and Akshay's incident, incidentally it was my unit 9 para which went for that particular operation, but by then the damage was done. But I just can't, at that stage of life, losing your child, I would have been absolutely destroyed. But what I see, what Girish, you and Meghna have done, have converted that pain. I'm really grateful to you. It's a small world. In this audience is a gentleman who in the fall of 1986, I was posted at Joshimath. He was sent for a rescue of an Austrian who had met a misfortune after walking 3.5 days. And it was an altitude of 11 to 13,000 feet, I think. So when I reached there, we picked up this guy who was alive. We started carrying him and carrying a 3 days journey on shoulder. 6 of us, no food. It was terrible. Till such time, a blessing came from the sky. Right in the ravine, a helicopter landed up and landed. What a brilliant set of flying. And landed up on that rock, trusting this paracommando's judgment, where there was one side of distance of about 4 inches, another side possibly 6 inches, to land his helicopter Cheetah there. We were so happy to rid of that guy because it saved his life and saved our back and neck and shoulders, which were paining like hell, lugging that stretcher. The gentleman happens to be sitting here. He happened to be Akshay's mama, uncle. Can I request Krishna Murthy Harisanani to stand up to a round of applause? I'm really honored to be standing in Basantar Auditorium, ma'am. I have great association with 9 Engineer Regiment. And I don't know, I am told that operation is covered, but the people may have changed. For those Agniveers of MEG, you ought to find out what it was, the depth of the minefield which Major Chaudhary of 404 Field Company covered. He got a Veer Chakra for that, and that's why Indian armored units were able to get across that minefield. Major Chaudhary is resting, I think, in Jammu. He was a Christian, if I'm not wrong, and had the fortune of going there also. So, by salute to Tommy Sappers, they continue to place marbles. Can I have a round of applause for them? To conclude, may I pay my Shraddhanjali to Akshay and all the Akshayas whom our army has lost and continues to lose over the years and shall continue to keep losing. Combating the challenges being faced by the nation. We have no other choice but to keep trying, keep defending the temples of our gods and the ashes of our forefathers. And in order to do that, we did our best, and now it's up to you all sitting at the back to keep doing the same thing. I also pray to the Almighty for providing families the fortitude of the kind displayed by the parents of Chunilal and Girish and Meghna. I look forward to meeting and saluting Akshay's when I meet my maker. But till then, may I salute all of you here. Thank you very much. Creating volunteers and what they are doing, because you have put my name there, I keep getting contacted by number of people who somehow had lost their family members to come and support them. And I consider that to be the blessing that I cherished all my life. Thank you very much, all of you, for listening to me. Once again, I thank the trust to giving me the opportunity and allowing me and my wife to come here and be part of all of you. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.